How's it going, folks? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Today we're checking out Popular Mechanics April 1982, taking a look at the world's first solar-powered sports balloon. I don't know too much about sports balloon or what the difference is between a sports or a regular balloon, but here we go. He looks like a happy guy. I'm not too sure if he's up at the altitude he wants to be, though. I bet that's one of those balloons that they're black, they get the power of the sun heats them up, and they go up, up, up. Once again, Marlboro with the cleanest cowboys in the entire universe. The Brat, two of the world's greatest engineering achievements, Nana and the car truck. Very nice, very nice. Wait, that's not an El Camino, right? An El Camino is a particular brand. In the Navy, hit 'em up, see some seamen. But seriously, if you can get through basic training, you have my respect. Really, when was the last time that you've seen an advertisement for an air filter? As usual, I love the advertisement, all airbrush. You got some serious talent in here. I could just look at this all day and wonder, how the frick did they do that? I had a lot of girlfriends who were artists. I never knew gold rum tasted like this. I don't think any alcohol tastes particularly good, but it's nice to get smashed in social events. Oh man, bet mine's bigger than yours. That must be the one that Joker used in the original Batman movie, eh? I love it when I see artists that have done work and other things. I'm pretty sure this guy did work in Cracked magazine. Why would anyone want to do drugs when they could just mow the lawn? That's interesting. You just watch the stuff fly. You know that turned into a green mess after a year or two, but looks like Joe Camel's wife doesn't like him when he smokes, and so he had to get the helicopter and go up the mountain and have his cigarettes. Once should be enough to fix any car problem. Mr. Goodwrench. It's interesting that there's not a whole lot of representation in Popular Mechanics, but it's not because they were pushing anybody out. You know it's from the 80s if you see the grid pattern. And put the grid pattern on things, it makes everything look super futuristic. How the Volkswagen diesel works. Not bad. You could still get those vans in the 80s, could you? Fresh air on demand. I don't see how that thing would clean your air, but okay, alright. Turbo power, the fuel-efficient muffler. You get a metal detector. Find stuff in the ground. Yet find an engagement ring and maybe find a Whammons. Is it just me or does she have a black eye? I know that truck. That's a Ford frickin' Ranger. Briggs and Stratton. That is a name I definitely trust. The old folks told me always go with Briggs and Stratton, and it's never done me wrong. Oh, okay, check this out. The 6 biggest cosmic questions. Are there quasars? Do black holes really exist? So with mathematics, we found out that black holes exist, and then it took us a while to actually find one. We had to watch stars and then see if the light from them would suddenly disappear. And we found them, which is one of the most terrifying things to discover, because there are some giant black holes, and we have no idea what's on the other side of those. Now magnets and sonars are helping anyone be a fisherman. I have not seen these things. Well, I've seen the sonar, but not this particular reel. I wonder if that means they didn't go with it after all. I really gotta wonder, has much changed in boating since the 80s? Alright, here we're taking a look at that balloon from the cover, and it looks like it has 2 layers. It has a black layer on the outside and a clear layer on the inside. I bet the idea is to heat up the inner layer, and then the heat will radiate in and out, and they can use that for long-distance flying. I used to see things advertised out of comic books that you could fill with air, you hit it with a bit of light, and it'd start floating. Well, geez, this is something for the Warhammer crowd. The fantasy on the tabletop. Dungeons and Dragons, Napoleon is on a charge, and all types of things. There is something awesome about making miniatures. Men love them, women love them. They just love different types, it seems, which is lovely. Try not to get any of that lead in your mouth. You gotta be real talented to paint that small, but I know a few people who can do it. Not me. Yep, that's right. Go into inner space, hyperfocus, and zoom right in with your mind. They look a bit buffer and a bit more kibbly, but it gets the job done. 10 tips for home computer care and repair. Man, I used to have a pair of tongs like that. Never ended up using them. It seems like sometime in the late 90s we stopped actually needing and using these to update and place chips and stuff like that on new systems anyways. I'm not sure if I would want to make much with plywood, but you can make and carve your own table, which is lovely. So many schematics in these books. They were underpriced. All of these were underpriced. But these days, we don't really need these so much anymore because all of these are on the Internet Archive now. Well, there's a tripping hazard waiting to happen. Wait, is that a heating register? What is that? Right there. Oh, I'm not sure. Anyways, someone tried to put the Nintendo Power Collection up, which has been discontinued. A lot of old games, Nintendo had it taken down because there were a bunch of scruffy-looking Nerf herders. Now, this is some stuff maybe they should be teaching in the schools. How to repair and re-shingle your roof. I mean, they got shop class, but it's not the same. Fascinating. Another car computer. I really have to look up and figure out how this thing can tell the difference between your alternator, your battery, and your regulator. I'm sure a tech guy could tell me, but it seems to me like it'd just tell you how your battery's doing. And here we have another one. I'm surprised I never came across any of these in a yard sale. I wonder if this would work on a newer car, if everything's just different now. It's wonderful how people use women to sell things, and I just love it. Never stop. Never stop. No washers, no tools, no sweat. I swear we've all seen a million of these things, the one on the right. I used to really like and have a lot of respect in John Deere, but it seems like office people seem to be getting all the money, and the people on the manufacturing floor, not so much. The manufacturers in the town that John Deere has, they're moving things to Mexico, even though they're making money hand over fist. They're moving production to Mexico. When I think John Deere, I think America, and I think a hardworking man. But these days, when I think of John Deere, I think of people, asshats, who are sitting in office buildings with ideas of how to make themselves and the stockholder richer while making the working individual and the non-investor poor. The investor are the only people that have been making money in about the last decade. And because of that, man, Canada, for example, we're having a really hard time with housing. Housing is so damn expensive that if you have an idea and you need a shop to do something, you just can't afford the shop. I mean, I see this in the States too. We all know what New York and Manhattan's like. It's just so many empty buildings. But anyways, it's just sad that all the manufacturing was going to be sent to Mexico. And when you understand that, and when you're in a situation where you can't get a house, then you understand why maybe some of these tariffs are necessary. I'm not saying all of them, but I definitely think that we need to save John Deere with tariffs. I'm sorry if that's too much of a rant for you guys. I'm not saying I like Donald Trump. I'm not saying I don't. I try to stay out of politics because it seems like when you look into it, there's a thing going on where people aren't having kids like they used to be globally. And when you look into it, it seems to be the issue is social media and politics, and the two getting intertwined, men being more conservative, women being more liberal, and not only that, but women having this victimization thing and not so much a responsibility thing. And guys can be like that too. They just don't get away with it because they're not as good looking. Now, there's a man doing some gardening. I definitely think men need to get back into gardening and sewing. We got to get off the idea that it's a woman's thing. Women need more representation in auto shop and roofing and stuff like that. Okay, legit, I don't think I've ever seen a woman doing roofing, and I wouldn't want them to. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of rascal women that are happy doing roofing, but there's just something in me that thinks that most women should be, well, if they have kids, I'd rather them be taking care of their kids, you know? Maybe call me traditional that way, but I'm not saying women can't work. It just feels like they've been taken out of the home and into the workplace. Now we have a bunch of latchkey kids who are just drones for social media who don't want to and aren't allowed to go outside because danger could happen and there could be someone to hurt them. Speaking of which, look at the free candy van. I don't even think they sell things like this so much anymore. Check out this technology update. I've never seen a plane like this. I wonder whatever happened to this one. Propellers on the front and back. Wings on the front and back. Did they just make this to mess with me? Oh hell, I love that idea. Get a solar panel from your chimney and pipe it in through your Furnace? Nice. Nice. I mean, it's a lovely idea, especially if you don't use your chimney anymore. Datsun, the king of diesel. I wonder why they shut down. Carlton the Cigarettes. Carlton is the lowest. Oh, latest government report. Carlton scores best in cigarette testing. Okay, so it has the lowest tar, but I want to talk about something for a sec here. So we're talking about John Deere, right? And how they're moving production and whatnot. But let's talk about the cigarette companies. You can't trust any company CEOs. You can't trust anyone trying to sell you anything to a certain point until you get to the point where someone in law actually cares. Because even they had doctors saying cigarettes were good, and there were CEOs that testified before Congress that these cigarettes were healthy and fine for you, but we all know they weren't. That's the past, though. Anyways, that's it for me, folks. Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Have a good one and take care of each other.